My best friend swiped my diary and blasted it all over the internet, pretending I had died. That was it for me. I cut her off completely. A month later, she turned up outside my window holding a knife. I reported her right away and thought, finally, she's out of my life for good. But a year later, my stolen diary showed up in the mail. Inside was a note that read, "I'm not done with you yet." Back in high school, when my bully first started coming after me, I didn't fight back, I just hoped karma would handle her. I was the quiet type, the one who let people cut in line and gave out homework answers even if we barely talked. So when Karen began icing me out of our friend group and turned everyone's backs toward me, literally, I stayed silent. I didn't push back. At the time, I was already dealing with a brutal breakup, the kind that makes everything else seem small. So whenever Karen did something hurtful, which was pretty much a daily thing, I just tried to focus on that heartbreak instead. I didn't want some mean girl having that kind of control over me. But things didn't stay at that level, they got worse. I'd wake up from these long, heavy naps, depression naps really, and check Instagram, only to see all my friends hanging out without me. Every post, every story, there they were, and Karen was in all of them. I kept telling myself I was overreacting. Maybe they didn't mean to leave me out. Then Karen posted a picture with the caption, "Us without dead weight." That hit me like a sucker punch to the chest. Instead of just blocking her or unfollowing the group, I disabled my entire Instagram account. I figured that would keep the peace, no drama, no whispers behind my back. But I guessed wrong. The next morning at school, it was like I didn't exist. There were 6 of us total, me, Karen, and 4 other girls. One of them had even been my best friend. Looking back, they probably just didn't want to end up like me, totally shut out. Maybe they thought keeping Karen happy was the safer bet. Honestly, I didn't care what their reasons were. It still stung like hell. I'd try to join in on conversations, toss out comments, anything, and not one of them would even glance at me. Well, except for Ella. Sarah would offer me part of her lunch, crack jokes with me, and always made room for me at her table. Over time, she started telling me the awful things they were saying when I wasn't around. They called me a pathetic wannabe, more of a fangirl than a friend. They joked that I'd probably end up homeless in 5 years. Naturally, I started to wonder what Sarah was saying when I wasn't around, too. But she promised me she always stood up for me. She said that's why they'd started ignoring her too. I hadn't really noticed that, but I believed her, she was all I had left. For the next few weeks, we were practically inseparable. We FaceTimed every day, sometimes wore matching outfits, never missed a good morning or good night text. I honestly thought she was a real one. Especially since she'd blocked Karen and her little pack. But things took a sharp turn. One night after a sleepover at my place, I told Suraj to have to head to school without me. I felt awful, feverish. But when I woke up later that day, it wasn't just the headache or chills that hit me, it was worse. Pictures of every single page of my diary were posted all over my feed. I jumped out of bed in a panic and saw that my diary was gone from where I'd hidden it. I tried to text Ella, but she had blocked me on everything. I buried my face in my hands, sick with dread. Every student I followed had posted a page of my diary on their story. Some were captioned "Chronicles of a Freaking Loser." Others had dumb gifs slapped on them like it was a joke. I broke down, crying so hard that within minutes I heard my older sister stomping up the stairs. I thought she was gonna call Karen's mom. Or maybe report it to the school. But she had other plans, ones that shocked me. Lisa grabbed my phone, unblocked Karen, and texted her. I didn't even get a chance to read the message before she hit send. It said, "This is OP's sister. She's passed away and left a note with your name in it. It says you had something to do with this. Can you tell me what happened?" Karen didn't respond with words, just that little typing bubble, on and off for nearly 20 minutes. And in less than 2 hours, every single post of my diary vanished. Gone. I looked at Lisa, heart pounding like crazy. How the hell am I supposed to come back from the dead? The words barely made it out of my mouth. We'll do it carefully, she said, pacing the room with fire in her eyes. Step 1, we're making sure Sarah never sets foot in here again. I'm changing all the locks tomorrow. I curled up on my bed, hugging my knees. I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was still watching me. She's been here, Lisa. She put my diary under my mattress, while I was sleeping. Lisa's face went dark. She sat beside me and gave my shoulder a firm squeeze. That's not normal. That's seriously messed up. We underestimated her. This isn't just some teenage drama anymore. That night, we dragged my dresser in front of the door and jammed the window shut with a ruler. I barely got a wink of sleep, every noise outside made me jump. Every time a car's headlights lit up my ceiling, I imagined Sarah standing in the yard, staring straight at my window. The next morning, Lisa sat down with me and helped sketch out a plan. I'd go back to school on Monday, 4 days away. That'd give us time to prep. We decided to tell everyone I had tried to end my life, but survived. I'd been in a hospital under a privacy hold, recovering in secret. The plan wasn't foolproof, but it let us dodge the truth for now. I turned to Lisa and asked quietly, "What about Karen?" "People think she pushed me to, you know." Lisa's jaw clenched. "She earned that," she said flatly. "After everything she put you through." "Yeah, but this is serious, threats, vandalism. It's gone too far." Lisa sighed and rubbed her forehead. "Fine. But we're not dealing with that right now. Sarah comes first." Later that day, while our parents were still at work, Lisa got busy reinforcing the house. She swapped out every lock on the doors and even set up an old baby monitor in my room, connecting it to hers. "We're not taking chances," she said, her voice low and tight. I spent the afternoon digging through social media on her laptop. To my shock, someone from school had made a tribute page for me, like a digital memorial. The comments were from classmates I barely remembered, all talking about how they wished they'd noticed I was struggling, or how they felt guilty for not being kinder. Reading about yourself like you're already gone, it messes with your head. Karen had made her profiles private, but that didn't stop people from sharing her old posts. One of them had her saying, "I didn't mean for this to happen. I'm so sorry." Another begged people to leave her family out of it. But none of that haunted me like the things I found on Ella's page. She had posted photo after photo of me, some I remembered, most I didn't. There were snapshots of me asleep, my face half buried in a pillow. Others caught me mid-change, clearly taken without permission. And then there were the ones that made my skin go cold, pictures shot through my bedroom window. I called out to Lisa, barely able to get her name out. She sat next to me and scrolled through Ella's feed. Her face drained with each image. "These aren't casual photos," she said quietly. "These are obsessive. She's been watching you, for a long time." "But why?" I whispered, still staring at the screen. "Before all this, we weren't even close." Lisa kept scrolling until she landed on a photo that made us both go still. It was from the year before, me, sitting alone at lunch, completely unaware I was being watched. The caption underneath? "Watching from afar. One day, you'll see me." That's before she ever talked to me, I said, feeling like my skin didn't fit right anymore. Lisa leaned back, eyes wide. "She didn't just find you in the middle of a hard time. She was waiting for the right moment. I think Karen bullying you gave her the perfect opening." I felt sick. Had she been feeding me lies? Twisting the truth so I'd lean on her and only her? That evening, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. "I know what you're up to. Don't forget, I still have copies of your diary. One wrong step and it's all public again." I showed it to Lisa with shaking hands. "She's bluffing," Lisa said, but even she didn't sound convinced. The next day, Lisa went to school while I stayed hidden at home. A few hours later, she texted me from a friend's phone. "Sarah told everyone she had a dream that you forgave Karen. Now she's defending her. People don't know what to think." Another message followed not long after, "Karen's back at school." Looks like hell. Sarah tried to hug her. Karen shoved her away. It was starting to make sense. Sarah had used me to ruin Karen's life, and now that Karen was broken, she was trying to flip the narrative and make herself look like the hero again. She was manipulating the whole school, me included. That afternoon, there was a knock at the door. I peeked through the blinds and froze. Karen was standing on our front porch. She looked awful, thin, pale, like she hadn't slept in days. She knocked again, louder this time. "I know you're in there," she said. "Please. I just want to talk." I dropped out of view and messaged Lisa. "Karen's here." "What do I do?" Her reply was instant, "Do not answer." "I'm coming home." I watched from upstairs as Karen stood there for another minute or two, then turned and left. Before she walked away, she placed something on the porch. Once I was sure she was gone, I crept downstairs and picked it up. It was a plain envelope, unsealed. Inside was a letter, written in her handwriting. "I don't know if you'll ever read this, but I have to say it. I'm sorry for everything. I treated you horribly, and there's no excuse. When your sister messaged me saying you died, I broke down. I didn't know it would go that far. But there's more you need to know. Sarah came to me weeks ago with a deal. She said she'd help get rid of you from the group if I let her join. I thought she just meant excluding you. I didn't know she'd steal your diary. I know you probably hate me. I wouldn't blame you. But please, be careful. Sarah isn't who you think she is. Karen." I read it over and over, not sure what to feel. When Lisa got home, I handed it to her. "She could be making this up," Lisa said, but her voice sounded uncertain. "Yeah," I said. "But, what if she's not?" That night, we tried to piece it all together. If what Karen said was true, then Sarah had played me like a fiddle. She'd intentionally become my friend to get her hands on my diary. She might have even stirred up drama with Karen to isolate me completely, so she could be the one person I relied on. Then she used my private thoughts to destroy Karen while acting like my protector. But why? I kept asking. What's in it for her? You, Lisa said. Just that. She wants you. All to herself. That night, I woke up to a strange noise, soft, barely there, but unmistakable. Scratch, scratch. Then a quiet tapping. I grabbed the baby monitor and whispered into it. "Lisa, someone's at my window." A few seconds later, she charged into the room with a bat in her hand. We crept to the window together. Lisa pulled the curtain aside quickly. No one was there. But taped to the glass was a photo. There I was, dead asleep in bed, and the photo taped to my window was proof. It had been taken that very night. "Oh my God," I whispered, stumbling back. "She was just here." Lisa didn't waste a second. She called the cops. They showed up about 20 minutes later, combed through the yard, and didn't find much, just a set of footprints pressed into the dirt beneath my bedroom window. They took the photo as evidence, promised they'd keep an eye on the neighborhood, but told us there wasn't much else they could do without a direct threat. After they left, neither of us felt safe enough to sleep. We crashed on the living room floor with every light in the house blazing, both of us flinching at every creak and gust of wind. "This ends now," Lisa said, her jaw set like steel. "Tomorrow, you're coming back." The next morning, we got to work. Lisa helped me put together a video, just me, sitting down and telling the truth. I explained that I never tried to end my life. That it was Lisa who sent that message to Karen. That someone had been manipulating everything from behind the scenes. I didn't name Sarah outright, but anyone with a brain would connect the dots. Right as we were saving the video, Lisa's phone buzzed with a text from her friend Charles. "Emergency assembly at school. Principal's announcing OP didn't die. Says she's been recovering in a psychiatric hospital." I stared at Lisa, heart pounding. "Wait, do Mom and Dad know?" Lisa looked just as thrown. "No. I didn't tell them anything. Then another text came through. Ella's on stage. Says she's been visiting you in the hospital. Says you asked her to clear Karen's name. She's hijacking your comeback, Lisa muttered, her eyes wide. She's dragging you back into the story, but on her terms. My phone lit up in a frenzy. Texts. Calls. Notifications out the door. My number had somehow been unblocked and passed around. I'm so glad you're alive. Why didn't you tell me you were okay? We were so scared. Then came a message from Ella. I saved you. Again. Everyone knows Karen's innocent now. You owe me. See you soon, bestie sparkling heart. I handed my phone to Lisa, my hands trembling like crazy. She scrolled through the messages, her face tightening. She's rewriting the whole story, she said. And people are buying it. We made a snap decision. No more waiting. I'd go back to school tomorrow. Lisa would come too and stick to me like glue. But we had to release the video tonight, get ahead of Ella's version. Only, when we tried logging into my accounts, we couldn't. The passwords were changed. Every one of them. How is that even possible? I asked, my voice breaking. I haven't touched anything. Lisa tried hers next. Same result, locked out. Her face went pale. She must have planted spyware when she was here. She's been tracking us this whole time. That night, we got an email from a weird, anonymous address. No text, no explanation, just a subject line, one last chance. Inside was a single video file. Lisa hesitated. You sure you want to see this? I clicked it anyway. I had to. It started with footage from one of Ella's sleepovers at my house. There I was, asleep in my bed, totally unaware of the camera. The video panned around the room slowly, my diary on the nightstand, my clothes in the closet, even the inside of the bathroom where my meds were kept. Then Sarah stepped into frame, smiling like it was some twisted documentary. Her voice was soft, like she was speaking to a baby. I know you'll try to expose me, she whispered. Don't. I've worked too hard for this. We're going to be best friends forever, OP. Just you and me. No Karen. No Lisa. No one else. At the end, she leaned over my sleeping body and tucked something under my pillow. That's it, Lisa said, standing up and grabbing her car keys. We're not staying here another night. We packed a couple bags in record time and drove across town to crash at our cousin Mark's place. He didn't ask too many questions, just gave us the couch and let us be. I didn't sleep much. Every creak of the floorboards or hum of the fridge made me sit bolt upright. The next morning, we drove straight to school. My stomach was in knots the second we pulled into the parking lot. I could already feel people's eyes on me, staring, whispering, nudging each other. Just stay close, Lisa said, slipping her arm through mine as we walked in. The hallways fell dead silent when we entered. Some kids looked shocked, some relieved, a few suspicious. I kept my eyes on the floor. And then I heard her voice. Up. You're here. Ella. She walked toward me like nothing had happened, arms open for a hug. I stepped back automatically, bumping into Lisa. Don't touch her, Lisa snapped, stepping in front of me. Ella's smile stayed plastered on her face, but her eyes turned sharp. I've been so worried about you, she said sweetly. Why didn't you tell me you were coming today? I could have helped prepare everyone. Prepare them for what? I asked, finally finding my voice. For your return, silly, she said, brushing imaginary dust off my sleeve. It's been such a mess, first you were dead, then in a hospital. I've been doing damage control. My story? I echoed, feeling anger start to bubble up. Well, yeah, she said, laughing lightly. You know, the part where Karen pushed you too far, but don't worry, I forgave her. For both of us. She reached for my hand. I pulled away. I'm not going anywhere with you, I said. Sarah blinked, caught off guard. Don't be like that, she said, her voice tightening. After everything I've done for you. You mean like breaking into my house? Recording me while I sleep? Stealing my diary? A ripple passed through the hallway. Students had stopped walking. Everyone was watching. Sarah laughed nervously. What are you even talking about? I've been by your side through everything. I visited you in the hospital. I was never in the hospital, I cut in. I was hiding. Because you humiliated me. Her expression darkened. You're confused. The meds must be messing with your memory. Stop gaslighting her, Lisa snapped. We have proof of everything you've done. Ella's eyes flicked back and forth between me and Lisa, calculating something. Then, just like flipping a switch, her whole face collapsed into tears. I don't understand, she sobbed, voice shaking. Why are you being so cruel to me? All I ever did was help. A crowd had started to form around us now, students whispering, staring. At the edge, I spotted Karen, lingering, looking pale, unsure of whether she should step in. I took a deep breath. My voice didn't shake this time. You didn't help me, I said. You twisted everything. You cut me off from everyone so you could keep me to yourself. That's not true. Sarah cried, her face streaked with tears. Karen was the one who hurt you. She's the one who posted your diary, not me. Then how did you get a copy of it? I shot back. The one you slid under my mattress while I was asleep? That stirred a wave of murmurs through the hallway. Everyone had gone still, listening. Sarah stopped crying. Just like that. Her face stiffened, like a mask falling back into place. You're making a mistake, she said coldly. I protected you. I saved you from Karen. I gave you your life back. No, I said, my voice calm and clear. You didn't do that for me. You did it because you wanted to be the center of it all. You wanted control. Her eyes narrowed. Rage flashed across her face like a lightning strike. You ungrateful little, she snarled. Do you even realize how much work I put into this? How carefully I planned it all? The hallway fell into dead silence. Even she seemed stunned by what had just come out of her mouth. So you admit it, Lisa said, her voice sharp. You planned everything. Ella's eyes darted to the ring of stunned faces around us. She started backing away, panic setting in. You'll regret this, she hissed. Both of you. Then she turned and ran, shoving people aside as she bolted down the hallway. The crowd was left in stunned silence. That's when the principal showed up, clearly confused. What's going on here? He asked. Lisa stepped forward. We need to speak with you. It's about Ella. Inside his office, we laid everything out. The fake suicide text. The stalking. The diary. The footage of me sleeping, the pictures through the window, Karen's letter. We gave him every shred of proof we had. The principal sat there, stone-faced, jotting notes occasionally. When we finished, he quietly picked up the phone and called the police. This is way past school discipline, he said. What you've described is criminal. While we waited, there was a soft knock on the office door. It was Karen. Her face was blotchy from crying, her eyes rimmed red. Can I talk to OP? She asked, voice barely audible. Alone? Lisa hesitated, clearly not thrilled, but I gave her a nod. It's okay. When we were alone, Karen stared at the floor. I'm sorry, she said, voice cracking. For everything. I was awful to you. I got your letter, I said gently. She nodded. I meant every word. I treated you like crap, and I'll regret that for a long time. But I swear, I had no idea what Sarah was really planning. When did she approach you? I asked. A couple months ago, Karen said. She told me she could help with you. Said she'd make it so you stopped tagging along with us. I thought she just meant she'd distract you or something, Never imagined she'd steal your diary or pretend you died. Then why go along with her at all? I asked. The hurt was still there, sitting like a stone in my chest. Karen winced. Because I was jealous of you, she said. You didn't have to fake anything. People liked you just for being you. Me? I had to constantly work at it. Manipulate people, keep the right image. When Sarah offered to cut you out, it felt like power.